These are the world's most amazing backyards, chock full of play spaces every kid dreams about. Created by homeowners who never outgrow having fun. Whether you want to bat in the big leagues,
we sent out a flyer and said, if we build it, will you come?
Race like the pros.
It's the only private professional Grand Prix road racing circuit in the United States.
Or defy every law of gravity.
They thought we were crazy.
Going out to play has never been so exhilarating. Or so over the top.
I guess you could say their ideas were on steroids.
What it takes to create a full-on fantasy land right behind the house on epic backyards. What does it take to turn an unbuildable hillside into a massive playground with a putting green, lawn games, a versatile sports court, and a massive pool with hidden grottos and slides? For Cort and Tori Johnson, it took rock-solid determination, a sense of humor, and a lot of jackhammers. There's a reason this community northwest of Los Angeles lands on so many top 10 lists. Thousand Oaks, California is one of the few planned communities that actually stuck to its master plan. The same can't be said of the Johnsons' backyard.
The craziest thing is, we did this piece by piece. We didn't have it all mapped out before we did it.
What Cort and Tori Johnson did have was a mission: to create a backyard so awesome, no kid in his right mind could stay away.
I grew up in a small town in Hawaii, kind of a rough town, and a lot of your outcome, how you grew up, would depend on the house you hung out in. And so what inspired us to do the backyard was to give our kids a safe haven to place to play and have all their friends come.
The Johnsons ended up with the ultimate playground, but it was an uphill struggle thanks to the super steep hillside that was their backyard. They needed a builder who didn't know the meaning of the word no, and they found it in Dale Hendrickson.
The Johnson family had imagination on steroids. Let's take an area that's otherwise unusable and create it into a multi-sports complex where there's something for everybody.
The Johnsons needed a flat area to build on, but the crews called in to level off the slope hit one huge problem underneath the dirt: solid rock that shattered countless jackhammers.
And the jackhammers you're renting at about $400 an hour, and they do that for 2 weeks straight, you tell them to stop.
But you don't give up. Unable to create one big space, Cort shifted gears and insisted that Dale create 3 spaces, each on a terrace with its own massive retaining wall. The Johnsons love playing golf, so they teed off with every duffer's fantasy: an 800-square-foot putting green with built-in hazards.
This area is our Torrey Pines chip and putt. Most people do these, and they just do a flat putting area. We want to make it a little more challenging, so we put 2 tee boxes in.
For a cool $20,000, Cort and Tori not only got the course, but the naming rights as well.
Just for a play on the words, because Torrey Pines is a famous golf course down in San Diego, I had the flags made that actually say T-O-R-I, Pines, and put an oak tree on there.
Next up, Cort wanted a play space with something for everyone. He got it with this: a 45 by 80-foot sport court that easily transforms from volleyball to tennis to a basketball court.
We absolutely love this. This, I think, is the nucleus of everything. It's the most fun area. Everything centers around this. My boys will actually have basketball practice up here. The girls have had volleyball practice up here. So it really is used. And it's so nice because you can see the whole view, you can see the valley, and you can also see everything happening down the backyard.
Because of the slope, the builders had to create a retaining wall 11 feet high and find tons and tons of fill to level off an area large enough for the court. When the builders couldn't find that much material, Cort took matters into his own hands and started pounding the pavement, literally.
At the time, we saw the local freeway was under construction. You know, when they tear up a freeway, they pile it all up in the middle. And I asked the guy in the city if they allowed that to be taken, and they said absolutely they do. In the next few days, we just had truckload after truckload of bringing in the local freeway.
Cort and Tori's bill for transforming 60 tons of highway into a versatile sports court? A hefty $100,000. Next stop on their massive playground crusade, a shuffleboard court that doubles as a horseshoe pit. And one more last-minute addition inspired by a trip to the desert,
We had actually gone to Palm Springs and stayed at a hotel that had the large chess players. And we came back and talked to Dale, and the next week we had a chess set.
Checkmate, especially one this enormous, comes with a price tag of $7,000. The Johnsons thought they were home free when work began on their dream 25,000-gallon swimming pool. Once again, it was man versus rock.
They started breaking jackhammers in the pool, and it took weeks to just go about a foot. We ended up having to have them stop after 2 weeks of breaking jackhammers. The pool is actually supposed to be 8 feet deep, and it's just a little under 7.
Luckily, the kids don't care.
It's just a haven for kids. It has a slide, it has a cave that you can climb up into and go up into the spa. There's a higher rock area, and my boys, they do flips and twists and all sorts of things.
And my favorite part of the whole pool is our jacuzzi, and we have a 32-inch plasma hidden up there in the bushes, and you can sit in there and relax.
The final price tag on a swimming pool literally carved out of rock? $135,000. And when it came time to top off their backyard fantasy land, Cort and Tori came up with one last wish.
I was leaving for out of town, and Tori and I talked and said, let's put a deck right here. We thought this deck was going to be down on the ground. I came back from China, and it was 5 feet up in the air.
We could look out over the whole Conejo Valley, breathtaking views. We can see the sport court, the shuffleboard, horseshoes, the checkers, and chess. And we can still see the kids swimming in the pool.
This 300-square-foot deck is home to Tori's favorite spot in the whole backyard. Trouble is, the local wildlife loved it too.
We decided to put a fire pit up here because our evenings get quite chilly. So we used to have sand in the fire pit. And a lot of our wildlife thought it was kind of like a litter box. So we started saving all of our wine bottles. We started smashing them all up. And now they're all in the fire pit. Every time we come up here with our friends, we're like, this is part of all of us together.
Cort and Tori's 8 long years of dreaming and scheming and shattering jackhammers produced an epic backyard that's exceeded their wildest imaginations.
We stay home because we have the benefit of having all of our friends and neighbors come over to our house.
What I really love about the backyard is that it's brought us closer as a family. Our kids choose to be here, whether it's just them or with their friends. We just love that.
So what does it cost to take an unusable hillside and carve the ultimate playground out of solid rock? The final tally when we come back.